What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Wednesday, November 7th. Feeling very good, coming off another winning day. We're on a bit of a roll in this show, and it is very, very exciting, especially after that baseball season that splashed my tonsils and got me right in the old bottom out. But I'm feeling confident. NBA's going well. NHL's going well. NCAA basketball has just started, and you're coming off a great night there. No. Feeling good about everything that's going. You are watching the Low Shack in the Back show. My name is Jimmy the Bag. I'm sitting beside Lodo's Low Shack. And just before you give a nice recap of last night, I want to give a quick shout out to our guys who were here before the show started. Van City Chris, Scotty Rock Forever, Robbie Tagaloa, Odar Lira out of Venezuela, Vancouver Brooks, Vegas Gun, Art Hayes, Abba Zabba. What a good group. Ron Lofton. Let's get to work. How you feeling?
Yesterday was a big day. I'm going to try. You don't want to, take one day and be like, all right, all I have to do is press a couple buttons and every day will be like that. Yesterday was a huge day for me. Once again, small losing day in NBA, but that's no problem because I killed NHL. I killed college basketball. And college basketball was very interesting. First of all, a huge shout out to Scotty Rock Forever saying Kentucky ain't winning shit, right?
Yeah,
unbelievable. Man. My initial read on that game was okay because I like the over, and I did actually have the Kentucky. Oh no, Duke ain't win. Yeah, right. Duke is who we had. I had the Kentucky team total over, which did still cash, and of course that game soared over. But Maxwell Smart made a great case for Kentucky in the video yesterday. Great case. Information is very valid and real. But other people were liking Duke yesterday, including Scotty Rock Forever. Great call on that one. And the other thing from yesterday, which is interesting, is that a lot of the games that everyone's talking about, Wofford, North Carolina, play of the day, North Carolina lock of the day, blah, 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 lands almost exactly on the number,
Wild.
Right? Same thing with the Kansas-Michigan State game. People saying Kansas is much more talented. Michigan State doesn't start getting good until late in the season. Winds up landing right dead on the number almost exactly. So There was a lot of that yesterday.
Did catch that by a half point. Also want to give a shout out to Trot Wham and Brant Hunt. I said on this show yesterday, when they are both on a play, it will hit a very high percentage of the time.
Yes.
They were on Oregon first half. That was a winner. So
great call.
It was, and I had a big night in NHL. You guys telling me to stop fading the Habs and stop fading the Habs and stop fading the Habs.
Very nice call, Jimmy the Bag. Yes, and let me see what else.
And I feel like we left money on the table in NHL when we saw the number. The odds did not make sense in that Vegas Toronto game. Toronto, by not taking Toronto on the -1 or -1.5, I left money on the table there. The Sharks got me again. The Kings, though. We see what happens when they make coaching changes. Teams just step up. So it was a very, very nice
I did have Toronto last night. Remember, Jim?
That was a great
I took him and I bet him, and so that was part of my winning day yesterday. All right, I just want to review all things, and once again, I also think that I made a great call. Great call. Just staying way off the mat game, huh? Look at that one. The 50-mile-an-hour winds, 90-kilometer, 120-mile-kilometer-hour winds, and game soars over,
but
right?
we heard Gabe was on the over. We heard Indian Cowboy was on the over. That maybe we should have just jumped on. I don't know why I got off of Buffalo. It was the market move that scared me. Buffalo's been so good to us.
I think that game was it was just it made me want to think, just stay way, way, way far away from it. And when I look at that game, I don't think I missed an opportunity with the over. I don't think I missed an opportunity with Buffalo. I'm happy I just stayed off it. You know what I mean, Jim?
I don't know. I think a simple play on Buffalo still would have made sense, and I would have done it. I said that. If it was still 21 points, I would have done it, but the move down to 17 scared me. And I want to give a shout out to Max. Who cares? First game, not who cares, but first game of the year against Duke. We had to see how incredibly strong they are going to be, and looks like they may be. But I watched Max absolutely destroy NCAA last year, so we are going to keep having him on this show. We're going to keep having his videos because I know he will put money in our pockets.
If anything is a marathon, not a sprint, it is college basketball. And so, so yesterday I'm just looking over what happened. I was tweeting out some second-half plays that went well. Overall, with all my plays, my second-half tweets, and my pregame plays, 17 and 10 in college basketball yesterday.
I saw that record, 17 and 10.
You saw it on that right when I said it. Yeah. So it was, it was pretty nice. And the other thing is that my first tweet of college basketball, I tweeted out 6 plays, and I went 5-1 on that tweet. The one loser, though, I told you about in yesterday's afternoon show, was the Illinois-Chicago game. A lot of people liked Illinois-Chicago, and and the line closed. I got it it opened at 15. I got it at 13, and it closed at like 11 or 11.5. And I think we had good reason for liking it. But I identified the tweet that I got on Twitter from Chirac Hustler. Chirac Hustler. This guy just had a great read on that game. He was tweeting at me. He said, Notre Dame's going to blow him out, and he was dead on. That was the one play that I thought was wrong. And also, look at that Memphis game, right? I gave the under in my tweet. It was, I think I gave it at 153 or 155 or something like that. It closed like over 160 or something crazy like that. First half was high scoring. I had the balls to tweet out the second half under. Second half goes way under. Full game goes under. We cash both. Memphis under. I don't care about the line moves. We cash both of those.
Beautiful, beautiful. Right? And going back to NBA, I'm telling you, when these Eastern squads with great records come west, they will lose. And we will make money fading them. Portland was so easy last night, an easy casher. I wish, I don't know exactly why I ended up jumping on that Suns Nets over, because looking at everything Atkinson's doing, it's completely opposite from what is happening in the NBA last year. And it's completely opposite from what he was doing with the Nets last year when he was putting up 53. So that was a mistake by me, but I like the way the Nets are playing. But that was a mistake by me. Still looking good in NBA 1-1 last night. And we had just a monster day in NHL. So we're up double-digit units yesterday.
Definitely. So everything I'm thinking about in college basketball, obviously, I liked Louisiana Tech. Some people are saying, don't worry, this is Wichita State, but obviously they lost outright. What's so funny? What's so funny?
Says Pete is only racist when he wears his brown and green golf shirt.
I'm never.
Welcome back, good Pete.
No, I'm never racist. I'm like the Larry David of sports betting. I'm not racist. I'm never racist. I was just trying to make a joke. Yeah. So anyway, the Wichita State, they might be significantly overvalued. Now that market will catch up fast, obviously, but they might be even worse than we thought. And Wichita State might be, an auto fade at least for a couple games. The college basketball markets will catch up fast, but at least for a couple games. Wichita State.
Absolutely.
They were not competitive in that game, really.
Twatty Latte, my Pitt Panthers and YSU Penguins under stayed 30 points under. 30 points under. And Adrian Ganekis letting us know that Des Bryant just signed with the Who Dat Saints. Jason Walker says cashed with them Blazers. That was really easy. I just think we need to take advantage of every good team, maybe except for the Celtics. Celtics are always going to be dangerous, and the Raptors. So that's
and some comments that I was reviewing yesterday's show, and I couldn't believe what good comments there were. First of all, for Tomarino Tomor, he said Kentucky has experience because their players weren't good enough to go pro. Maybe that was the issue. I memean, yes, they returned a lot of starters, but Tomarino Tomor yesterday says Kentucky has experience because their players weren't good enough to go pro. And Tomarino, look at this. In the end, Tomarino had the best read on this game. These are comments from Tomarino yesterday that I copied and pasted. Kentucky has been a great over team against teams that want to play fast like Duke. I think the best value in that game is on the over. Tomarino had a lot of great again. Tomarino like Duke. Kentucky, I like Duke. Kentucky had returning players. They weren't good enough to go pro. Duke's weaknesses last year at the point. They have Jones brothers, and they are much stronger this year. So congratulations to Tomarino Tomor. And then there was a guy named, I haven't seen him before. His name is Blaker.
We know Blaker. Blaker's the guy I had that big fight with about when he...
This guy knows
about the Habs. Remember about the Habs? I was if they were bottom five, and then I meant when I said top five worst teams in the league, and we got in that argument. Blaker's been around, man.
Okay, well, I trust Blaker on NHL more than you right now, Jim, because check this out: Military Appreciation Night in Ottawa. Sens will show up. Over is the play.
I hit the over.
Did you know? Right, but did you know that it was Military Appreciation Night?
But that had nothing to do with my play. My play was solely about Duchesne stepping up offensively, Shabbat stepping up offensively with all of that shit that they went through. And I said maybe just one game. Maybe just one game, but there's no reason to take the Devils because this is the type of thing that Duchesne can step up for short periods of time.
We should have been on Ottawa, too. And the Ottawa team total over, maybe.
We would have made a ton of cash, but the over was low-hanging.
Great call. I was leaning under. Thanks for talking me off of that. Although, I was mostly leaning New Jersey under, which did hit. 3.5. The team total under was actually hit.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is we had so much great stuff yesterday from people on Twitter, from the comment section, from Jimmy the Bag, from myself. It was just a very good day overall, a great day.
And we've been rolling.
Yes.
We've been rolling on the show, so let's just keep it going.
Let's just keep it going.
Too caught up with it, but let's just keep it going. Yais has 2 NCAA football locks of his life coming up. Our man Stephen Alla, speaking of military appreciation, our man Stephen Alla, a Marine.
Yes.
A Marine, and we have so much love for Stephen Alla, has low back chat, soccer, play of the day, Champions League, Juventus, Man United, Juventus -1 at plus 110.
All right, I will copy that. I will copy and paste that. Kevin Pine said, "Stop hating on the bag, Pete." I said one offhanded, quiet comment about how I trust the other guy more than you. I was kidding. It was just, because it's funny, interesting to say. And all of a sudden, the defenders come in. Look at how flattering that is. Stop hating on the bag, Pete.
Well, I get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get a little. So I love these guys. These are our guys. They're just backing us up. Julian Cesare.
Oh, look at that. And OG Wham. Here he goes. Come on, Pete. Trust more than Jimmy. That's questionable. Yeah, I was just saying it just to be funny. You know what? I don't. I don't. The truth is, I know the reality. The truth in life is you don't trust anyone for anything. But I'm kidding around. I'm kidding around. All right, that was another joke. That was another freaking joke, right? I can make jokes in this show. That's what I try to do. God, ever since I started making jokes in 6th grade, I realized.
Oh, wow, Bud Nino. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear about.
No, I just realized I started making jokes and people were laughing and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then like in the second semester of 6th grade, I was like, sometimes things get misinterpreted, don't they? Okay, this is something I have to watch out for.
Sure.
All right.
And shout out to Bud Nino 87. He served in Operation Enduring Freedom. Bud Nino 87. Shout out to you. And a lot of people giving love to our man Steven Ala Melee Place Way, also backing his spot here, is also on Juve and under 3.5. Beautiful. Dom Ricci, Rangers down 3-1, and midway through the second, turned it on and took over that game. Rangers looking better than expected so far. God damn, that felt good. All right, so the point is that there was a lot of great comments yesterday. I didn't even get to it because I was watching the show again and I saw so many things coming in that I wanted to highlight, and I just didn't have. But I had to highlight Tom Marino's read on the Duke game. I wanted to highlight Blaker's opinion on the Ottawa game, and I guess let's get into it. Let's start with NHL, right, Jim? Yes, and I know people have been saying that we've been taking too long on NHL. This is a quick 3-game card, and we're going to try not to do that. It's just that if you pop up our records, I mean, look at this record.
Doing. You got the NHL record there, and my leans would add another 15 units or so to that as well. If you got the updated, por favor, NHL record, N-A-H-L, ¿Cómo se dice record in Spanish? Oh, what's going on here?
Okay.
We're getting signals. We're getting signals.
All right,
we'll throw it up later.
Is part of the reason why we're hammering it so much is because of how incredibly well Lochak's doing and how I know I'm going to end up at least 20 units. I want to go for 50. I want to go for 100. It's okay having a tough first month of the season because it makes you look at everything a little bit harsher and a little bit tighter and just with a little bit more intensity. So I have no problem that.
But like I've said before, and it's 100% true, about 2/3 of my NHL record from last year and this year, very impressive, is entirely due to sitting and listening to Jimmy the Bag. That is not even hyperbole. That is absolutely true. Today, there's 2 plays that look obvious to me. Okay.
But first off, and I think I'm going to be with you on some of these. But Billy Walter says, Jimmy, how's your Sharks? Listen, they're not hitting -1.5. So I'm down 4 units on what I said I would be up at the end of this run of 10 out of 12 home games. I still believe I will be. Look, they were in control, complete control, and they let the Wild back in. Wild are a good hockey team. I still think these Sharks are going to be a very, very good hockey team. And feel free to throw that NHL record up whenever you have it.
N-A-H-L.
Okay, let's get ready.
N-A-H-L.
Okay, so let me hear your place.
I think the obvious play, what's going to happen in Pittsburgh, Washington, I don't know, but it's probably going to be relatively brisk pace, high scoring, and I'm going to take the first period over, and at 2.5, I have to take the Pittsburgh team total over. I know it's -150. That's fine. I have to take, at the very least, first period over and Pittsburgh team total over 2.5, even at -155, and maybe the second half over as well. What do you think?
I feel like it could be simplifying things a little too much.
You think so?
At first, I was like, of course, we remember that barn burner the last time these teams met. Holtby playing bad, Murray playing bad. But the Pens have lost 4 straight, being outscored 18-6 in the process. When they're in these situations, they don't usually break out offensively as much as they do defensively. Mike Sullivan says, obviously, we're concerned. We don't want to lose for 4 games in a row in this particular point in the season. It's so easy.
All right, no, we don't need any notes. We just okay, just throw it up whenever you got it. N-A-H-L.
Fire them up.
Okay, whatever you got there, pal.
Says, we don't want to lose 4 games in a row. In this particular point in the season, it's so early in the season, it's more about the process than anything. Right now, I think we are chasing the game. So they've split up their power play. Their power play is 2 for 19 in their last 19 opportunities. That's another sign that, let's see how you're looking here.
There you go. Is that it? 28.5? 28.8? Yeah. And if I had thrown on a few of my other leans there, we'd be closing in on 40. I track my leans as well, and my leans are actually over 40. So leans are up about 15 units as well. In this one, I have to take it. Pittsburgh team total over 2.5 minus 155. That's the current line at Heritage. And the first period over 1.5 minus 144. That's the current line at Bookmaker. If they lose, I'll be okay with it. But
sure.
I mean, it just feels like the defense won't be at a premium here. Pittsburgh should be able to score. Washington can score whenever they have an opportunity. Why not? Why not, Jim? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I hear what you're saying clearly, and we talked about it on the last show that some issues have come up with not having Schultz and not having Brassard as a third-line centerman. I hear the simple play here is to take the over. We all remember that 7-6 barn burner, and maybe simplifying things is the right way to handle things. Yaya saying, holy shit, Mr. Peters is murking NHL.
Thank you very much, Yaya. Yaya's so well-spoken and also with some street slang.
Yeah,
I love this. This guy, Yaya, what a mysterious guy. Gate pass key. Murray is not a top goalie. We know that, right?
And either is Holtby.
Right.
And we don't know that for sure about Murray long-term, but he's now been bad for over a year. Dave L.A. saying, Panthers now. Take the Panthers now at +6 and the money line. And I said on the football show, I read an article on Sportsbook Review, had 5 of the SBR cappers breaking down that game. All 5 of them were on the Steelers, and I was like, really? This is a slam dunk for you guys? But let's keep focused here.
Okay, and Dom Ricci with a good suggestion. Instead of complaining, hit the like button. Thank you very much, Dom Ricci. Great comment there. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
So they broke up the power play, and I'm very curious to see how this works. They broke up Malkin and Crosby. So the first power play is going to be Mata, Malkin, Kessel, Rust, and Hornqvist. The other is going to be Letang, Johnson, Crosby, Guentzel, and Simon. Crosby's going to be in a new position, manning the left wall. I'm not just going to make for me. I see 2 plays as a simple move here on this NHL card. And I was humming and hawing about whether or not I should take the over here, and I'm just not sold right now at this point. And those 6.5s, I think if you take an under, I know I don't have the numbers to back this, but if you took an under on every 6.5 you saw, you'd hit over 54%.
Oh, you've had a great read on the unders and 6.5s this year, Jim. And last year, in fact.
Last year was pretty good. Yeah, last year was better so far than this year, but we'll see. Tomer says Pittsburgh is a strong offensive team that likes to play fast, and that makes their defense look worse. I agree with that. Daryl Lyle says the total's gone under in 5 of Cap's last 6 games when playing at home versus Pittsburgh. And Remmo says they say DeSmith is likely tonight. See, that's such an important comment. Thank you, Rem, because from the morning stuff I have Matt Murray versus Holtby, and I'm not sure. I guess I'd rather have DeSmith. Neither are playing very well. Colby says, I think the over has value, but these Washington versus pitch hit matchups always iffy to me. Can never call it. Gate pass key, very hard to figure this game. If both teams are playing well, would take the Pens on the money line. Over is the best play. Daryl Laws likes Pittsburgh here. Van City Chris says, I don't like the over tonight unless you move it to 5.5, but value not there. And Donald Trump joining us again.
Okay.
So, yeah, and Cameron Joy saying, anyone know if Westbrook is out tonight? Westbrook will be out tonight as far as everything is showing. Okay, so I'm not making a play on this game yet.
All right, so I'm on Pittsburgh team total over 2.5 minus 155, and the first period over 1.5 minus 144. Then Kobe Valentine says he likes Colorado here. Colorado money line. This game has been circled for Colorado after last year's playoffs. I think Colorado comes out strong and wins this game. They're going up against Nashville, and obviously Nashville has been awesome. I don't care whether you're talking about revenge, home, away. Nashville is just a team where they're going to have some value betting against them at times, but it makes me nervous to bet against Nashville in any spot, right, Jim?
I am with Kobe. I am taking both home dogs here. I'm only taking both home dogs on the money line, which is a bit of a reversal from what I've been doing all year. But I know that if it gets to overtime or it gets to a shootout, the advantage quickly becomes Colorado's advantage. And with the Calgary Anaheim, we just, from history's sake, Calgary has doesn't matter how good they're playing, they have a very, very difficult time in Anaheim, and I'm getting a nice, big, juicy number here. Van City Chris says, I agree, Colorado puck line. I'm not going to do that because of this overtime and shootout advantage that I believe the Avalanche have. I think if I take both these home dogs, I get one. I'm pretty confident that I get one. Preds also, it's a nice time to fade them without Victor Arvidsson in the lineup. Third leading scorer, missed the last 2 games with a lower body injury, placed on injured reserve. He is eligible to return, but he has not been a full participant in practice, so he's not going to be, don't expect him in the lineup tonight. Ryan Hartman skated on the top line with Forsberg and Johansson. Ryan Hartman is a decent player, but not somebody that you want as a top 6 forward. Tomor says Nashville, one of the deepest teams in the league. Colorado has to win with the top line. I think it's a bad matchup for him. I don't think it is a bad matchup for them. One, they're at home. Both goalies, Rene and Varlamov, have been lights out. But the Preds are 30th in power play at 11.8%. That is very nice to go against a team when you know they're going to have a very difficult time scoring on the power play and a much more if the only time that they're going to be able to take advantage of you is 5-on-5 and with certain line combinations. Now, yes, the Avalanche are a little beaten up. There's no Ben Sportsbook 24/7 says don't bet against Nashville tonight. I hear you, and Ben Sportsbook 24/7's been hitting hard on this show. But the only concern I really have is JT Compher, Tyson Jost, and Andrew Ghetto have with their injuries have put a spotlight on the Avs' lack of depth. But as good as Nashville's top line is, Colorado's trio is better. Maybe not 5-on-5, but right now they're all in the top 8 in scoring. Rantanen 24, McKinnon 21, Landeskog 18. Colorado enters this game, tied for first in most goals in the league. I think this is a great opportunity to take both of these dogs, and the Avalanche is the first one I'm taking on the money.
All right, so that'll be plus best line right now. Line shopping at SBRodds.com at BetOnline plus 111. So Jim will take Colorado money line plus 111. Kobe Valentine likes that one as well. And then you like Anaheim. Anaheim had no overnight line, so I didn't look at that game. I have no opinion on it now. The Nashville Colorado game is I don't know what to think. I was thinking maybe a shot with the first period over, but Rene's been great, but these guys, Colorado's first top line can score. Nashville can score. I was thinking about first period over. What do you think about that?
Well,
I'm going to be defensive oriented.
I'm not uncomfortable. Gate Pass Key. I'm not comfortable with it. Gate Pass Key says Nash Abs Cold Stone under, and Red Girl says, for the Calgary Anaheim spot, under is 2-6-2 on the under. Says write it down and let's cash.
So I was just thinking out loud about that one. So I'm on Pittsburgh team total over 2.5 minus 155. Pittsburgh Washington first period over 1.5 minus 144. That's probably going to be it for me for the entire card. I'll look at Anaheim later on. Jim's on Colorado money line plus 111, and I think he's going to take Anaheim here, and then we'll move on to NBA. What do you want to take Anaheim here, Jim?
Yes, Ryan Miller will be starting for the Ducks. He's been very good in this position the last couple of years. Flames are playing very well, and the Ducks are on the second half of a back-to-back. They ended their 7-game losing streak with that 3-2 overtime win against Columbus and then lost. We're unable to build on that against the Kings. I like Ryan Miller. I think he's great on these spot starts. He gave up 3 goals on 36 shots in the 3-2 loss October 30th against the Flyers. Getzlaf returned Tuesday night. He had 7 points in the 4-game point streak leading up to the injury or leading up to Tuesday. Went scoreless against the Kings. For some reason, the Ducks are 2-6-2 with Getzlaf in the lineup and 4-1-1 without. That's going to stop. That's going to change. The Flames have won 5 games when trailing after 2 periods. They're showing a lot of character. You guys know I have futures on this team, and I'm very happy with my future spots. Only 3 teams. I'm very happy with the spot I'm in. No other team in the league has won more than 2 games in that situation. Monahan is just an awesome first-line center. He's got 18 points in 15 games. He's a big boy. Goodrow, 19 points. Matthew Tkachuk has 18 points. All 3 are in the top 13 in NHL in scoring. And Matthew Tkachuk should be in a Canucks jersey. Instead, we have Ewell Levy, who is playing below average in Utica. God damn, it makes me angry. Calgary has just struggled to win in Anaheim for a decade. They lost 25 straight games in this building from January 19, 2004 to October 19, 2017. They ended that streak with a 2-0 win early last season. The Flames are a healthy squad. We talked about the Ducks injuries. Josh Manson, Corey Perry, Andre Case, Nick Ritchie, and Carter Rowney. Andre Case is a big deal. Josh Manson is a big deal. But and Donald Trump saying, I'm going to tail you on your play of the day. I don't really have a play of the day. But I'm going to back these 2 home dogs. I expect to win 1 and may be able to win 2. Daryl Lyles likes the over in Flames Ducks going against Red Girls on. And Tomar saying Columbus was flat for the Anaheim game. That's the only game they've won in 2 weeks. I think the value's with the rested Calgary team. Calgary just seems to fall apart in this building. And I'm going to roll with that. And I'm getting a big, juicy number here. So I'm going to take it.
Look at this, Dom Ricci. Do we spend too much time on this sport, that sport? Should we cover curling? Should we not cover curling? Dom Ricci's opinion is, I think you do every sport the right way. Pow, Dom Ricci. In the meantime, a lot of people are making some great suggestions. Red Girl says Calgary under 5.5. Write it down. I did, Red Girl. James Wilson says Calgary team total under. That might not be bad at all. Calgary, how is Anaheim defensively? Calgary team total under. Will probably get a 3.5 on that one. Maybe. Let me see.
Maybe, yeah, you might. But Calgary's offense is just rolling. They're number 1 in the league.
No, you don't get a 3.5. It's 2.5. All right. So you're going to take Anaheim, Jim?
I am.
All right. Plus 125. That's a market line. And that's it for NHL. Let's move on. We'll talk about NHL a little bit more in the evening show. And right now we're going to move on to NBA. There were only 5 games that had overnight lines. I guess if we're going to show my awesome college basketball record and my awesome NHL record.
We haven't got to see your awesome college basketball record.
We'll show it in a second, but I guess we have to be honest and keep things consistent and show the NBA record. Look at that. Not unexpected. I warned you. I told you guys. Don't tail me in NBA, maybe fade me. I still have hope for this year because there's nothing that can ruin my hope. But yeah, it's not gone well for me this year. You're up in NBA, Jim. Very nice, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I had a good year last year. I expect to have a better one this year with all the great cappers we're working with. And look who's come into our chat. We have Brent Brooks.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Brent Brooks.
God, we've missed you, Brooksy. I was hoping that you'd come back to us when the season started. You weren't here. And I was like, God damn, where's Brooksy?
Hell yeah.
We need the NHL insights. I'd love to hear what Brooksy's on tonight. I'm taking those 2 home dogs. I'm staying off Pittsburgh, Washington. I'd love to hear what you're on, Brooksy.
Actually, I'd love to hear more what he thinks about tomorrow because tonight I think I'm okay. There's only 3 games. Colorado makes me nervous, and the game Anaheim makes me nervous. I love the 2 plays in the Pittsburgh game. For the first time in forever, maybe the entire season, I actually feel confident about my read on these 3 games.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you look at your record. You have
Come back tomorrow, Brooks. No, stay here, Brooksy. But yes, I would be shocked if Brooksy doesn't like the Pittsburgh team total over. And as far as
he's such a good read on team total overs. We saw that last year. He hammers them and he correlates them with a winning play on that side, and he was very, very good with that last year. And it's something that I feel like is missing in part of my NHL capping.
Yeah, Jim. Again, part of the reason, if you look at my record, you look at my picks history, which I do have. If you ever want to see it, or if anyone else ever wants to audit me, I do have all the individual picks. I play a lot of markets that are easier to beat, Jimmy the Bag. You play sides and totals, which is fine, but those are harder markets.
I beat NHL every single year, year after year after year after year after year after year. I beat NHL, Pete.
And if you played markets that were easier to beat, you beat it even worse.
I don't know if I would.
Yes,
maybe I would. Yeah. But I do the same thing every year. I beat it every year. So I think that I should just continue doing what I do.
It's like line shopping.
I said it was a mistake. I said it was a hole in my capping.
Well, it's like line shopping. You'd say, well, I profit even without line shopping. My answer to that is okay. And if you line shop, you'd profit even more.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Sorry, I got a little defensive.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so that's it for NBA. Let's start with NBA because as shitty as I am at NBA, there is one bet that I made on the overnight lines, which is very rare because I would only make that bet if I really liked it, and it actually shockingly has moved in my favor. I did bet Detroit over Orlando, and I beat the line move. I got it at 1.5. I know that Detroit is terrible. They've lost 5 in a row. They did cover 2 of those. Orlando won their last 2, but they've been slumping before that. I'm thinking the Pistons are maybe a little bit better than what we've seen, and I decided that I was going to bet the Pistons. I got them at 1.5. It's now up to 2.5 or 3. Did I make a surprisingly positive EV move there on an overnight line in NBA, Jim?
Definitely a positive EV move, but still nervous backing these Pistons. Magic coming off wins on back-to-back nights at San Antonio and at home over the Cavs. The Cavs was a little uglier. The win stopped a 4-game losing streak. After starting the year poorly, Fournier 19 for 42 from the field, 45.2% last 3 games. But he's dealing with the sprained ankle and listed as questionable. No one can see exactly where that happened. No one knows where that happened. After scoring 4 points last Friday, Aaron Gordon 49 points in the last 2 games. Orlando shooting 47.7% in the last 2 games. Pistons have lost 5 straight. Coming off a 120-115 overtime loss to Miami at home, they've lost the last 4 games by a combined 19 points, twice falling in overtime. Again, they're shooting terribly, 42.7% overall, which, like Orlando, is amongst the worst in the league. Pistons are also 30.6% from 3, very bad. During this 5-game skid, 40.5% from the field, 25.3% from 3, while averaging 105.4 points. I don't see the 3-point shooting changing. Oh, and King Rail says, me too, Pete. Gave it last night on King's Court.
Did he really? There you go. Yeah, that might be why the line moved. Yes, I was looking at this. I was like, listen, I know I'm bad at NBA, but when I see a play that comes to me, I feel like even in NBA, I'll do it, and I'm going to take it here. I can't not take it. It has moved to 2.5 or 3, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna make the ultimate safe move, which is okay. I'm gonna take him on the money line. I'm gonna take -131 just because if Detroit does win by 2 and I wind up winning my bet but losing the pick on the show, I'm gonna be catatonic. So I'm gonna take Detroit money line -131 as an official play. I might add him on maybe I'll double and triple up on this one. First half, first quarter. What do you think, King Rail? Like in the case, shout out to King Rail for being in the comment section.
They're killing it on that show.
Yes.
Join them 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Absolutely.
Glenn Robinson's going to stay in the starting lineup, replacing Stanley Johnson, who's not shooting well. Robinson is shooting a little better.
By the way, I want one shout out to King Rail. Last night, I tweeted out Phoenix on the second half. I got a message saying King Rail likes Brooklyn. He's on the other side, just FYI. Didn't even have to watch the game. I knew how that was going to turn out. Shout out to King Rail giving out live plays on the King's Court show. Unfriggin' believable. Unfriggin' believable. I was on Phoenix second half last night, King. So stupid. So stupid. All right, let's move on.
Barca Man is on the says under is 6-1 in the Magic's last 7 home games. Barca Man also saying Pistons 0-4 against the spread in the last 4 meetings in Orlando. Scotty Rock liking the Detroit-Orlando under. It's funny. I like the over here. I feel like both these teams can shoot better. I feel like the Magic will shoot better. Billy Walter saying good call. I'm with you guys on the Pistons. And maybe I'll hold off at this point. What's been the movement on the total? Because I wanted to take the over in Detroit at Orlando.
In Detroit at Orlando. We'll find right here, SBRodds.com. Well, yeah, not much of a move. Teeny move to the under. I was thinking over, but, I'm not going to push my luck here.
And what is the number at exactly?
211.
I am going to take the over here. I hate going against Scotty Rock.
He likes the under, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that, I might quadruple up on this game and take either the Detroit team total.
Oh, wow. Look at Brooks. He says, tell you what, Jimmy, I will be on the late show today and I will give all my official NHL plays today. Is that okay?
Yes. But we need you for tomorrow, too, Brooksy.
We need you every day, Brooksy.
He's here the one day where I'm like, all right, I got this NHL card. I don't need any help. I'm going to need a ton of help tomorrow, Brooksy. All right, let's see. So I'm thinking that Detroit team total over 106.5 or Orlando team total under 104.5 might be plays. Total's 211. Scotty Rock forever likes the under, right?
Does.
All right, okay. Well, you want to make a play? We got a whole lot of other games to jump on.
Scotty Rock being on the under is going to give me pause, and I'm going to reflect on this game a little longer before I make that move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's keep rolling.
Okay, let's keep rolling. Once again, we will up Dan Kelly under one. Dan Kelly. Can I take 10 seconds out to personally apologize for jinxing Dan Kelly's play on the Portland team total under last night? Yes, I did take that one, Portland team total under, after reading that Dan Kelly liked it. And as soon as I took it, I was like, I'm going to jinx Dan Kelly. People are like, jinxes don't exist. I was like, all right, I just know this is going to lose because I just gave it after Dan Kelly recommended it. I'm sorry. Dan Kelly, I want to personally apologize to you for jinxing your play on the team total under in Portland last night, which was one of my losers. All right. One more plays from Dan Kelly that I could possibly jinx tonight. Under 110.5 first half OKC against the Cavs, and Detroit first half team total under. Wow. So Dan Kelly, not necessarily liking Detroit, at least early. He likes the Detroit first half team total under 54.5 minus 115. Interesting. All right. Let's move on.
Let's break it down in order as the games roll out this evening. We have the Thunder at Cavaliers. Westbrook is being ruled out for Wednesday's game in Cleveland.
Dan Kelly says, 3 days in a row, you jinxed me, Pete. I'm sorry, Dan Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I love everyone in the world, including you, Dan Kelly, although it might not be apparently obvious immediately based on what I've done to you in the past 3 days. But trust me, I do. All right, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. Thunder 12th in points per game, 16th in points allowed. We've seen them, for the first time ever, have a team that can roll without Russell Westbrook, I believe. Further tests revealed on Westbrook's ankle that he's going to be fine. It's not a big issue, but this is the first of a back-to-back, so expect him to miss both of these games. Westbrook will be missing his 3rd game of the season. I like the way the Thunder played without him. Expect Schroeder and George to go off in this game. Schroeder started the first 2 games. Westbrook missed and expected to do so again. Scored 22 points on Monday. He's averaging 17.2 points per game during their 5-game winning streak. After Westbrook went down, he took it upon himself. He scored 11 points in the 4th quarter. George will lead the Thunder, but it's great if George doesn't have to do everything, and Schroeder is giving him that option. Thunder have won 5 straight after starting the year with 4 straight losses. During this winning streak, Thunder averaging 122.4 points per game while shooting 49.8%. They also are getting 14.4 steals per game, forcing 21 turnovers, allowing 110.8 points. Cleveland enters the game 1-9. Larry Drew is in a very, very bad spot. They blew that 5-point lead in 24 seconds against the Magic. I do not think Sexton is the guy right now. There's a lot of talk around the league about he doesn't know how to set his teammates up on offense or defend pick and rolls on defense. He's averaging just 2.2 assists per game. Cavs are 27th in the league in assists at 20.6. Sam Dekker out 2 to 4 weeks with a sprained left ankle, so there'll be a new starting 5. Anthony McRae says OKC under. Tomarino says Cleveland is playing hard, but the roster is built around LeBron. They don't have a single playmaker. R. Hayes says like Thunder, fading Cleveland rest of the year. Kobe saying Cavs still lose by 20. I want to take the Thunder here. I'm just a little hesitant with the big. I mean, it is pretty. Is it 6.5?
Yeah, I'm looking at some soccer plays here. Will Weber took Ajax to win at plus 180. A lot of people are liking Ajax here.
Yeah,
Ajax.
it was Larry's play of the day.
Yeah,
on the show,
maybe I'll look into this one. I know. Maybe I should start. Maybe I should start listening. Yeah. So the OKC line is where are we? Yeah,
Crypto
6.5.
King says OKC on the road without Westbrook, even against Cleveland, no play for me. But Nino says I'm leaning OKC. I'm leaning OKC too, but I don't know if I want. Oh, and here King Rail comes in. Cavs don't win games. They're tanking. Look how they lost to the Magic. But can they keep it somewhat close? That boy Cold says Cavs tanking. I'm not going to make a move at this yet. Crypto King saying OKC have a hard time scoring without Westbrook. I don't think they will. I think this is a different team. But let's keep rolling. And he calls Schroeder, not Schroeder.
Everyone liking Ajax here. I'm going to look into that. All right, Jim. The rest of the NBA card, I'm going to wait to have any possible opinions on until the evening show. Obviously, Denver at Memphis is, anytime you have Denver as a small favorite against anyone, it's looking a little bit appealing, right? I did look at that one. I was like, why should Denver be this small of a favorite here? They're rolling. Memphis back home from the road trip. Right?
Memphis is a dangerous team. 5-4 and undefeated at home. But just before we move on, Chris Postal says Paul George will have a monster game tonight. Donald Trump says tripled up on Cleveland here, actually.
Wow.
Not only because Westbrook's out, but new coach, new team, huge public support for OKC, but line only moved once in Cleveland favor, now back. And Waffle Twat.
Wow.
Joining us. Waffle Twat, excuse me.
Yes.
Says Cleveland will lose bad double digits after Duke played last night. They are after the first hit.
All right. So I was thinking maybe a Denver team total over, even though, Memphis is a tricky team. That's a very, very low total. I know Denver, is a defense-oriented team, but I was thinking that, and I know Denver's a big undertrender in general on their full game spreads, on their full game, totals, but I was thinking, I don't know, Denver's a great team. I was thinking maybe Denver team total over. What do you think about that?
I'm nervous. What would you get on it?
It's a low total, for 2018 NBA, 103.5, right?
Well, it makes a lot of sense that that's where they'd put it. Nuggets are fourth in the NBA in points allowed at 102.4. Grizzlies are second at 102.1. Jamal Murray just exploded for a career best 48 points. I don't expect him to do that 2 games in a row. Murray scored a total of 51 points last season in all 4 games against the Grizzlies. Shot 31.4%, 3 for 19 on 3 against Memphis last year. Lyles and Hernan Gomez are giving this Nuggets team, a bench, a real bench. Lyles scored in double figures for the first 6 times, this season, 13 points. Hernan Gomez has 39 points in his last 3 games. Denver's reserves rank 6th in the NBA with a plus 27 plus minus. But the Grizzlies reserves are playing very, very good. One of the most potent groups in the league, 44.4 points per game. That's 5th in the NBA and shooting 50.2% from the field. Dylan Brooks, Canadian boy, beast. Team high 18 points off the bench in that loss at Golden State. Mac put up 15. Grizzlies opened up 3-0 at home this season, and they've crushed their opponents, 14, 21, 12. They're coming off consecutive losses at Phoenix and Golden State on that 3-game Western swing that started with a win against Utah. They continue to be without JaMychal Green, Omri Caspi, and Chandler Parsons. But I like, Tom Marino says Murray's size should give Conley problems. Conley just seems to be, when he's healthy, a very good defender. Tomer says Memphis is good defensively, but they have no scores other than Conley and Gasol. Cormac says Memphis is back, boys. Gasol and Conley arguably be the 2 most underrated players in the entire NBA at plus 3.5 as a play. 65% on Nuggets line backing -3 soon.
And Donald Trump says Memphis 100%, plus 3, 100% the play.
I like Memphis here. I like Memphis here. I want to spend a little bit more time on it. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger just quite yet. Art Hayes says Memphis really looking good, but I can't disrespect Denver in this spot. Crypto King saying Harris Murray way better than Conley and Temple guard duo. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't say, I don't know if I'd go as far as saying way better, but they're better. Cameron Joyce upset with Jamal Murray going for 50. I can understand people being upset at that. All
right, so let's move on. Here's an interesting comment. Kevin Pine, Sixers may be a great play tonight. Sixers have a stark home road dichotomy to their season, don't they? And now they are going up against Indiana, who's also coming off of a loss. That was one of my losers. That was actually one of my. I think that was one of the situations where I mushed Dan Kelly. I don't remember. But Indy's off a loss. They lost to Houston, and they've been a big under-trender. Philly got blasted at Brooklyn. Are they a good play tonight, Jim? I was thinking about under, maybe. I don't know.
I was actually leaning towards an over, and I was also leaning towards the Pacers again. This Sixers. So here, first off, I don't want to simplify things too much. But McMillan said he needs a faster pace. says, I thought we were taking too much time getting the ball up the floor, and getting into our sets. And they're going to listen to him. And I don't want to simplify things too much, but when we did that last year, when all we did was when a coach said we need to speed up the pace, when we took the over, that was actually successful for us last year. I know it's simple. Pacers are third worst in the NBA, shooting just 70.4% from the stripe, but they are a healthy squad. The question is, do you think Miles Turner can bang with Embiid? Because I think he can. Crypto King says, like Pacers first half. Jansen Bonson talking about how bad the Sixers are on the road, and they are very bad on the road, 0-5. This Pacers team is not scoring a lot of points, and they're third in the league, allowing just 102.3 points. Sorry, that was the Pacers, excuse me. The Sixers are 19th, allowing 112.9 points. They're both coming off of losses, and when I think about what team has character right now, what team is going to bounce back off a loss, it's Indiana.
Right.
So they came close. Brett Brown was very upset about that 25-point loss to Brooklyn, says the performance is unacceptable. I don't think Brown gets enough out of his players. I don't really like Brown as a coach. They had 27 turnovers. Covington is listed as questionable for Wednesday's game with lower back soreness. And as Tolmore just said, they have no depth with Chandler out. Chandler's actually back, but they're really easing him in. They're being very cautious with them. I like Indiana here. And Vitalis says Sixers versus Pacers over, book it all over it. I agree with both those plays.
A lot of interesting comments coming in on the Denver game. Hal Abrams, Memphis is far more improved, and a lot of people are saying that the under is the way to go. So I'm thinking maybe now Denver team total under might be the way to go on that one. Ralph Portuando, we know he has a good read on totals. Likes the under 205. So a lot of people liking Denver. Liking Memphis. Donald Trump, Hal Abrams, a lot of other people. Ralph Portuando liking the under. So maybe the Denver team total under is the way to go. I'm going to be thinking about that. All right, let's move on.
I think I might make a move on that under. The more we talk about it, the more appealing that feels. But on the other hand, has there been any movement on this total and been any? Can you give me both the movements on the line and the total with the Sixers at Pacers?
For the Sixers-Pacers game, no movement on that.
Kelly, so funny. I'm up about 6 units in the past 3 days. Imagine if Cooler Pete would leave me alone.
I know, Dan Kelly.
I guess it's my fault because last time I told him to tell me.
I feel like the Larry David of sports betting. If Larry David was a sports bettor, he'd be the ultimate mush, wouldn't he?
I love Larry David. Okay,
I feel like that's who I am. I just realized who I am. A combination of Larry David and Bad Baby and Gigi Allen and Mark Twain. I'm those four people combined into one. Mark Twain. What's her name? What's her real name? Danielle Bregoli. Yeah. Mark Twain, Danielle Bregoli, Larry David, and Gigi Allen. I just figured out who I am in a combination of people. All right, so let's see. All right, so Philadelphia. Which one? Yeah, that's who I am, Jim.
I've always felt that was a mixture between Slim Whitman and Sally Jesse Raphael.
Oh, yeah. Good. Yes, you do have a little Sally Jesse Raphael in you. All right, Jim. No line movement on either of these.
Okay,
I mean,
so what are both at right now?
2.5 or 3 on the spread and about 216 or 216.5 on the total.
I'm going to take both.
Okay.
Kobe Valentine says Larry David has a hot daughter. He does have a hot daughter. Okay, give me both.
All right, what do you want? You want?
I want the Pacers and the over.
The Pacers and the over. All right, so that means that you definitely like the Pacers team total over, which is interesting. Let's see. The Pacers, the over is going to be 216. All right, 216 minus 110. Indiana over 216 minus 110. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And then the spread will give you at Bookmaker 2.5 minus 115. Indiana minus 2.5 minus 115. All right, okay.
Minus 2.5 minus 115. Okay, we have to get back to that Grizzlies game before we get through all of NBA, but let's just keep rolling right along here. What do we have next? Nuggets Grizzlies, sorry. What do we have next? Bulls at Pelicans. Bulls at Pelicans. Bulls 22nd in points per game at 108. 22nd in points allowed at 115. Pelicans 5th in points per game at 118.6. 30th in points allowed at 120.7. They're doing nothing defensively. And with Alfred Payton, they're not getting any kind of distribution. Bulls ended that 4-game losing streak with that double overtime win over the Knicks. Pelicans were unable to get any wins on a 5-game road trip. They've now lost 6 straight. Pelicans in trouble with turnovers. Gentry says, I still think about Alfred Payton. I still think it's a game-time decision. I would say we'd be leaning towards him not playing, to be totally honest with you. I didn't see enough today. I would say he's questionable. So if you're going to make a move on this game, I guess you should probably wait to know exactly what's going on with Alfred Payton. Against Oklahoma City, the Pelicans look bad. 21 turnovers that led to 28 Thunder points. And when Westbrook went down, they should have taken over the game. I'm telling you, something's wrong with Davis's elbow.
Yeah, no, I think so.
In the 4 games before the injury, 27.3 points per game, 13.3 boards for it, and 0.8 assists, 3.8 blocks, 2.5 steals, 52.1% from the field. In the 3 games he's played with the elbow injury, 18 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 0.7 steals, and 36.7% from the field. Chicago's dealing with a ton of injuries, but Zach LaVine is playing very well. What would you get on the Bulls right now?
What would I get on the Bulls right now?
How big of a number?
Plus 10.5, you know? Yeah, that game I looked at, I was like, I don't know. I really, really don't know what to. I mean, I'm lost in general in NBA, but this game, I am seriously lost on. Bulls catching a huge number here against New Orleans. What's up with New Orleans? Are they going to bounce back? I mean, you remember in the beginning of the year, New Orleans was just a dead team, a dead over team, and a team total over team and a spread team. They were just hitting everything from the outside, shooting every 3 seconds, hitting everything. Anthony Davis dominating defensively and offensively. And look at them now. Look at them now, Jim. Right?
Yeah, 6th grade is a lot. Ronnie P about his Sixers says, I love my Sixers, but can't back them on the road. Brown needs to go. Brown has done a real shit job of letting Embiid sort of coach this team. It's just a mistake. The coach still has to be the coach. I know that LeBron blurs that area.
Mm-hmm.
And Scotty Rock saying that Davis fell on his elbow when he played the Warriors has been bothering him since. I like the Bulls here.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Bulls here, but I don't know if I'm going to make a move yet. It's a kind of a. I like the Bulls here. Raptors Wando's on the under 230.
Nay less, pay less, way likes New Orleans, Chicago, first quarter over. Why not? I mean,
on this one, he likes on the Bulls game. He likes the first quarter over.
Yes, makes sense. Why not? Right? The Bulls don't play much defense at all, do they?
No, but I can't trust this Pelicans team to put up a ton of points.
Ralph Fortuando under 230. Wow.
Has there been any movement on this total?
Not really. Not. Oh, wait a minute. 230 isn't around now.
Says, how has Embiid coached the team? He's completely controlled the defensive game plan, and he said that Brooks held him back last year in the playoffs. That's the reason why they got knocked out. He has said this, Jim. He said, now I am taking over the spacing on defense. I am making the calls on defense. He said that stuff. I'm not just making this shit up. And Ronnie P says, yes, he has, Jimmy. So
all right, so Ralph Fortuando liked the under in Chicago, New Orleans when it was at 230. Now it's down to 228. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I find the Bulls appealing here. I'm not going to make a move. I wonder what you guys think about this Bull spot. I find them quite appealing. I'm not going to make the move quite yet. Let's talk about Mavericks at Jazz. Mavericks haven't won on the road. Jazz haven't won at home. Something's going to break here. Mavs 23rd in the NBA, allowing 115.1 points per game. What happened to this Jazz defense? 14th in the league, allowing 110.2 points per game, midst of a 4-game losing streak.
Shout out to Walter Trotter and everyone who liked the Mavs last night. Great call.
God, what a great call.
Great call.
Too,
and
yeah.
I did, see, this is what pissed me off. I did have them, after the way the first half went, I was all over the Mavs second half, which did wind up cashing, but because I forgot what I was doing, I didn't tweet it out, so it doesn't go on my friggin' record. But that was, Mavs second half was an easy call. And I bet them live, -5.5 yesterday.
That was a very, very good call on the Mavs.
Awesome
I was so
call.
afraid of that game, and he was so confident in it. And maybe when he's that confident, we should just tail him.
For me, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if I was listening to what they were saying, I was like, if it turns out that they're right in the middle of the game, I'm going to hit the Mavs second half and live second half. Absolutely worked out perfectly. Thank you so much to everyone for your opinions on the Mavs yesterday. It caused me to, again, not have any picks that go on my official record, but I definitely bet the Mavs live, -5.5, and I bet the Mavs on the second half, +7. Great plays. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Jim Rumsadu says Embiid's being ridiculous. Don't see how you can criticize him. It's making a simple statement about Brooks. Sorry, not Brooks. Excuse me, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Just not being in control of a team. We saw that this past year in a difference in baseball with David Martinez. I just think that's a mistake. Embiid is an incredible basketball player, but when he calls out the coach for not making sounded defensive plays and costing the playoffs and saying, I'm in control of it now, I think that's a problem. I just think that's a problem.
And shout out to Scotty Rock Forever and Vanity Chris, who were all over St. Louis yesterday, despite the fact that the line moved in the opposite direction. You remember that in NHL? I'm just looking at this. I remember that. I quoted that. I copied and pasted that. It was in my leans column. St. Louis -1, but I didn't have the balls to give it after the goalie switch.
That was a huge mistake.
Yeah, we should have been on it. Weren't you on it? No, we would have had a big score.
I ended up losing a unit on the over.
Man, yeah, I split because I had the first period over, but shout out to Scotty Rock Forever and Vanity Chris. Didn't care about the goalie change, didn't care about the big line move against St. Louis. They were like, now we like it more. You were right. I should have had the balls to give that as a pick instead of having it be one of my no balls plays, which I bet and was in my leans column, but I don't get to put on my record. All right, let's move on, Jim. Just wanted to acknowledge Van City Chris.
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. So let's hammer this. So Scotty Rock is on first half Mavs +5.5. Wildman Samurai says Mavs in an upset. Mavericks are a confusing team, and obviously I let that Knicks game get in my head and spoil an opportunity that Trotwam saw, and that was a mistake by me.
Man, I'm just thinking everyone nailed it yesterday. Trotwam, Scotty Rock Forever, so many guys. DJ Big Boss, they were talking about the Oregon, the St. Louis, the Kentucky game. Everyone was just nailing everything. Sorry, all right, let's go on.
Let's just keep the roll going.
Yes.
In that 124-111 loss on Monday, the Raptors shot 57% from the floor, led by as many as 26 points before they emptied their bench, killed Utah in transition. Donovan Mitchell is probable for tonight's game. Without him on the floor, this offense just does not have enough scoring power. Also, Joe Ingles dislocated a finger on his non-shooting hand in the fourth quarter. His status is unclear, although it's not mentioned that he's going to miss anything. Mavs are on the second half of a back-to-back after just beating up on that Wizards team last night. Doncic having another great game with 23 points. Dallas is the most recent team to lose to the Jazz, losing 113-104. Gobert seemed to have his way with DeAndre Jordan. He struggled keeping Gobert from making important plays around the basket on both ends of the floor. Gobert is going to be able to push DeAndre Jordan around. This is a tough spot. King Rail says Mavs are fucking trash. This is a tough spot. Vital says Mavs in upset on a back-to-back. Okay, good luck in that. So he doesn't like that. Mavs here. Barsman saying over 6-0 in the last 6 games. I expect the Jazz to step up here, but something's wrong. Something's wrong with this team. So I'm going to keep rolling down. I'm not making a move on that play yet. Let's hit Raptors at Kings. Raptors looking to put the finishing touches on a beautiful road trip. 4-0, winning the first 3 games. They're trying to go 4-0. Winning 3-0, winning the first 3 games by an average of 12 points. Without Kawhi for 2 of them, he's expected to be a game-time decision here. And Anunoby, God, his team has got so much depth. Started both games, put up 17 points against the Jazz. Lowry's playing incredibly well. Just what a player. Second night of a back-to-back without its top player. Raptors took a 41-14 discrepancy. They overcame a 41-14 discrepancy in free throws. At one point, they were down 21-1 on free throws, and they were dominating that game. These guys are just playing good basketball. Kings averaged just 90 points in their 2 losses to Toronto last season. We know this is a much different team. They're averaging 123 points during that 4-game winning streak that stopped with that 144-109 loss. De'Aaron Fox playing incredibly well. Buddy Hield playing very well. This is an interesting spot. Jansen Bonds says Raptors to play at -8.5. Art Hayes liking the Kings here. Will Weber says, don't like this spot for Toronto. Kings at home are tough. Leaning Kings cover here if no Kawhi. Very interesting. Corey Mack saying, is Donovan Mitchell back? He's probable. We don't know for sure, but he's probable. I expect him to be there.
Wow, King Rail says Mavs are fucking trash. So in general, he's down on the Mavs in general going forward.
Art Hayes
I think we can assume.
Kings had a...
Yes.
All right, he says Kings had a great road trip, very impressive. Antoine Seymour saying Mavs team total over 103 is a good play. Baseball Bob liking the Kings here. Colmore saying Kings are playing great, but their bench is weak. Toronto's depth should be a big advantage. It should be a big advantage.
King Rail says they just beat another bad team in the Wizards.
Travis Eaton like in the Toronto-Sacramento over the total. What is the total at right now? And
which one?
On the Raptors at Kings.
The Raptors game. This is one of those games that there were 5 games that didn't have overnight lines. I didn't look at them, and maybe I would be better. Maybe my opinions would be better if I didn't look at them. Any of them. 232. No movement at all.
Yeah. Kyle Jack letting us know that Kawhi just listed as probable. I'm not making a move on this game yet. And Donovan Mitchell is probable. Josh Prakash saying the Kings suck. They haven't beat anybody yet.
Antoine Seymour likes Mavs team total over. I don't know about that, but he also liked earlier Bulls team total under at 109. That might be a little bit more appealing to me. Bulls team total under 109, but Antoine Seymour on the back-to-back liking Mavs team total over 103.
Red Girl liking the under in this spot here. Waffle Twat loving the Kings first quarter and first half. And Joe Licari saying Toronto all day. Let's move on to this Wolves at Lakers spot. Jimmy Butler, general soreness, questionable to play here. The Lakers lost to the Timberwolves 124-120. We know that Jimmy Butler loves going up against LeBron, but can we trust that he will play? I expect him to play. This is a high-profile situation. He just loves the attention. He put up 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter, scored 32 points in that last matchup. I expect Butler to play and to play well. 39 minutes against the Clippers on Monday. Didn't give an answer whether he'd be able to play in Wednesday's game. Lakers are 27th in the league in scoring defense. Just got embarrassed by the Raptors without Kawhi. Tyson Chandler joins them. I don't know how much that's going to help, but Lakers can't rebound the ball. They're 24th in the league in rebound differential. Timberwolves still looking for their first road victory of the season. Jeff Teague being ruled out, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Derrick Rose. This is, and Mitch Bukowski's left nuts dealing with general soreness
Very
as
nice.
well.
All right, this is going to be the last NBA game because we got to get on to college football and college basketball just about 5 minutes each. So, Jim, any plays you want to lock in? We'll go over NBA in the afternoon. I'll have a little bit more information. I'll look at the 5 games that didn't have overnight lines and maybe add some other plays, try to salvage my record here. Any plays you want to lock in, Jim, in NBA?
Well, the 2 games we didn't hammer were the Kings, Hawks, and the Spurs, Heat. Other than that, we hammered the Cards, so we'll hammer those 2 games heavier on the late
So no
show.
other plays you want to lock in, huh?
No, I'm comfortable with the plays
All
that I
right.
got.
So once again, Jimmy the Bag, only on 2 plays. Indiana -2.5 and the over in that game, 216. I took Detroit. I took them on the money line. I bet them on the overnight -1.5, and I took them on the money line -131. Turns out King Rail gave that one on the King's Court Show yesterday as well, but Dan Kelly likes the first half team total under Detroit, which is not a complete lack of endorsement on my play here on Detroit on the money line, but it's anti-correlated for sure. The Chicago team total under is looking tempting. Antoine Seymour likes that one.
King Rail saying Mavs, Lakers, Magic, all trash teams.
Mavs, Lakers, Magic, all trash teams. Yes, the Denver-Memphis game is very interesting. Some people suggesting that Memphis is a good play at +3. The under might be a good play despite the low total. So if you combine those, maybe the Denver team total under. I was thinking over, and that might mean that the team total under combined with my initial lean and everyone else's opinions might be a great play. Denver team total under looks a little bit interesting. We'll talk about the Toronto.
Look at Donald Trump's plays here. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Minnesota +5.5, big bet.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
against the Lakers.
Okay.
Dallas +9.5. Memphis +3. Pacers -3.5. Sacramento +7.5 as another big bet, like in the dogs on the spread here. I like that card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy and paste it and take a closer look at those games.
All right, so it is. We'll look at some more numbers, and hopefully I'll have some more information in the afternoon show. I feel like I might have a winning day today in NBA. Atlanta team total under. I was thinking about maybe Ralph Portuano likes the under in Chicago, New Orleans.
Billy
Go ahead,
Walters
Jim.
saying Grizzlies lost to the Suns and lost to the Kings. Denver beat both of those teams. Denver is the call guy.
All right. I would say that we have a few more opinions liking Memphis than Denver, but definitely some opinions on Denver as well. Denver obviously is awesome. And now we can move on to college football. Jimmy the Bag, college football. We have a couple of MAC games that are going tonight. They're definitely more competitive and more interesting than the games that we've seen recently in the MAC. Ohio against Miami of Ohio. The line's gotten bet up, right? Ohio's taking some money, and I was thinking that Ohio, even though it's an obvious play, might be the play here. Both teams have been covering recently. Miami has an extra day of rest, but, Ohio just has that big offense. Miami has the injuries on defense, and I'm just not sure that Miami's going to be able to slow down Ohio here. I think their game plan has to be to shorten the game, maybe slightly into the under, but I have to think that at some point in this game, Ohio is able to is able to pull away. Miami can keep up offensively a little bit, but anything under a touchdown, I have to be thinking that Ohio would be the play. And then the other game is maybe even tougher, Toledo against Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois, of course, is projected to come in first in the MAC this year. The defense has been great. The offense has been not good, but definitely improving. Toledo was the opposite. They were projected to come in second in the MAC. Their offense has been great. Their defense has not been good, but improving slightly. So you have a strong defense against a strong offense, and then the other two units slowly improving. I would it opened at 2. It's gotten bet up. I understand Northern Illinois is a great team. Now that it just moved to 4 at Bookmaker. The line is getting bet up, but I'm thinking Toledo might be the play here. Maybe Toledo must be the play here. Maybe Northern Illinois team total under, because I was thinking maybe a shot with the under as well. These are tough games, but I'm thinking that I'd be leaning both road teams, thinking about maybe both unders, but more so thinking maybe about the team total under with Northern Illinois. I'm thinking this out loud right now because these are tough games. The lines might be just dead on, as we've seen many times in college basketball. We didn't see it in college football last night, but of course in college basketball, everyone's going back and forth on the on the Kansas game, on the Wofford game, this and that, all these games, the Temple game. Remember, people were saying like LaSalle, Temple, there's a big value on both sides. Turns out the lines were almost dead on, and that might be the case tonight. I could see Northern Illinois winning by 3. Yeah.
Well,
Brian Clark says, I love this show. Shout out to you, Brian Clark.
Absolutely.
I love you, Brian Clark. This show loves you.
Sure.
Brian Clark.
Kyle Jack, our MAC expert, is
yes.
on NIU and Ohio for me this eve. Corey Mack says, I will feel like a sucker if I follow this line movement and go under like I should, but it's a MAC game, and I can't bear to pull the trigger on a MAC game under. DJ Big Boss also has been doing that. Kobe Valentine liking Toledo on the money line.
Well, look at this. So Scotty Rock forever. See, this is why it's so tough. Kobe and Scotty Rock forever both have given us long-term awesome calls, right?
Absolutely.
How awesome have both of these guys been? On this game, though, look at this. Kobe Valentine, Toledo wins 32. Oh, they're opposite games here. Okay, sorry about that. I thought right. So Kobe Valentine liking Toledo to win, and Scotty Rock forever saying, don't take Ohio, Pete. But then Kyle Jack likes, so Kyle Jack is going against Kobe Valentine. He likes Northern Illinois, and Kyle Jack does like Ohio, doesn't he, though? Which one? Yes. So Kyle Jack's right. Sorry. So Kyle Jack going directly against Scotty Rock forever, and Kyle Jack going directly against Kobe Valentine. There you go. Right.
Daryl Lyles liking the over in Toledo NIU. Kyle Jack says this is not the spot to fade NIU yet.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Their offense is improving. Their defense is legit awesome. And the other problem for Toledo is just their quarterback issues, right?
Capper John, though, we know in Chicago says NIU is overrated. I know that North Illinois isn't in Chicago, but he has a good feel for these teams. Says NIU is overrated.
Yeah, I mean, against a defense like Northern Illinois, I would want to have the mobile quarterback who is out. I'd want to have that option. Peters is great, but he is, he's just a pocket passer. He doesn't do anything for their running game against a defense like this.
Oh, and the Real TC, thank you. I'm going to copy and paste that. I will bring up your plays when we get to the college basketball. Thank you, Real TC.
Yeah, Akron and Ohio, Akron threw on this secondary, so obviously Northern Illinois can be thrown on, and Peters is great. Toledo has awesome weapons, but I'd rather be having the option to throw in the mobile quarterback as well, which they won't be having because he's going to be out for this game.
Travis Eaton also on the Toledo NIU over.
On the over, okay.
So that's Travis Eaton who just hammered that, as well as as well as Daryl Lyles. So it's Daryl Lyles and Travis Eaton both on that over. Yais, lock of my life.
Oh, shit.
Of his life,
Oh,
Peter.
shit. Pittsburgh might is, all right, well, I'm right. He didn't tell me to write it down, but I'm writing this one down. Lock of his entire life. Now, I don't know how old Yais is. He could be 12 years old. He could be, who knows? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But still, even if it's lock of his 12-year-old life, that would still be an impressive call right there. Sure. All right, so Yais, lock of his life, Pittsburgh -3, and the other best bet is Georgia Tech -3. Okay, I have copied and pasted that. Yais. Payless Way likes Toledo money line.
Oh, but jack me off. Toledo NIU under.
Okay.
So Jack Meoff gave his other plays up here. Mr. Mehoff is on. Why don't you let me find Mehoff's plays because they were there. Ohio -4.5, NIU -3.5.
All right, and I'm copying the Real TC's college basketball plays here. So yeah, I mean, I would be thinking that maybe I could see Northern Illinois covering the game going. Well, go. What's so funny?
He could be 12 years old. It was really funny.
Yeah, no, we don't know. No. We don't know. He's certainly well spoken, but in 2018, there's a lot of very well spoken 12-year-olds.
He's a big fan of both Chad Johnsons.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it indicates the fact that he had to look up the old Chad Johnson means that he might be significantly younger than we thought, right? And wasn't there another comment that he once made? Didn't he make like a super young reference at some point? I can't remember what. He made some reference that surprised me and made me think, who is this Yais guy? Who is this Yais guy?
I like Yais.
He's a
huge addition to our show.
Yes. I hope when he comes, he asks for a birthday pic, and we can say, Elio Rodriguez, I had this game. Happy 12th birthday, Yayes. Yayes, happy 13th birthday to you. Here's my birthday. No, we don't know how old Yayes is. I'm thinking about maybe a shot with Northern Illinois team total under, because I could easily see this one being a situation where Northern Illinois does cover, and the game still goes under, and their team total under sneaks under as well. Northern Illinois does not, their offense is getting better, but Toledo's defense is also getting a little bit better. These are tough games here. I would definitely be leaning Toledo, though.
Kobe Valentine says Peters is fine to step in for Guardani. Says has had all year, and I think NIU is a little overrated. Yeah,
I mean, he's good. Wow, look at that. The Northern Illinois team total is 29.5.
Shout out to Omar Yog. Says saludos from Mexico to my friends Peter and Jimmy. I like the show.
Oh, shout out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm thinking about this one way or another. This Northern Illinois team total under 29.5. I'm just thinking this out in my head. I'm leaning Toledo. I hate going against Kyle Jack. I hate it. He likes Northern Illinois.
It's not a successful place to be going up against Kyle Jack.
It's not. He likes Northern Illinois.
You will not hit over 50. You will not hit
over. But he also likes Miami. He also likes Ohio, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Right. So maybe the Ohio team total over, which would be 32.5, which is a little bit up there. But Miami has deficiencies on defense, injuries on defense. Northern Illinois, they're not putting up big numbers. They put up 36 against Akron. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that Ohio team total over is the
under, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were going Ohio team total over.
Oh, no. I was thinking about Northern Illinois team total under, and then also maybe Ohio team total. I was thinking about that. But stronger to the Northern Illinois team total under. I know that Toledo is mediocre at best defensively. They are improving a little bit.
And Neil Frank's asking what the Ohio team total is. It is
32. 32.5, something like that, Yeah.
And Neil Frank says, yes, I like that Ohio total over.
Yeah, and the Northern Illinois team total under. And at the points, I'd have to be at 4. I'd have to be leaning Toledo. Ohio at 3, I would definitely be liking them. Now at 4.5 or 5, it gets a little bit dicier, but
Kamari K-Rock likes Toledo under and Ohio over.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the first
that works
half
exactly into your team total.
Yes. So I'm feeling this out. I don't think there's huge edges on any of these plays, but probably edges enough for me to want to go public with them and bet them.
Sure. All right, should we move on to college basketball and hammer these games harder on the late show?
Yeah, maybe we should. But Miami has a quarterback too, don't they, though?
Yeah.
Miami has a quarterback too. I'm thinking about throwing on the first half over. Let me just look at this one. Yeah.
Kyler Reynolds says, why not the over in that game?
In which one?
In that game of the Ohio game.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me in Ohio's last game. If you recall, Jim, I had a great read on the game, and all of my leans cashed, and all the actual plays that I gave were losers. It was the Western Michigan game. I took took Western Michigan what was it, team total over and full game team total over or something like that. But I also liked the first half and full game over. Everything that I gave as a lean won. Everything that I gave as an official play lost. All right, I'll start with this. I am going to take.
And let me just give you one more thing to roll into your decision making here. Kyle Jack says Ohio blows out Miami.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to start with the first half over 30 minus 110. Miami, Ohio, first half over 30 minus 110. That's the current line at Bookmaker. I'm also thinking about Ohio team total overs, and I'm also thinking about Northern Illinois team total under.
I'm going to grab this 4.5 on Ohio while I can.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be here on the late show. I think it'll be.
It's hard to say. There's a lot of fucking nerds with spreadsheets who love to bet ugly home dogs like this. There could be some quote unquote sharp money. No, they are sharp. They're smarter than me. That's for damn sure. They're smarter than me. There could be some of that money coming in on Miami, Ohio later on for sure.
I'm going to take Ohio minus 4.5 here available at Pinnacle.
Okay, that will be 4.5. So Jim's going to take Ohio minus 4.5, minus 109.
That jumped up from minus 106 in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. So it is headed up. It is headed up just a little bit. All right, let me see. Other things I'm looking at here. Hold on one second. And you know what? I will also take Ohio on the first half team total over. Ohio, first half team total over 17 minus 115. That's the current line at Heritage. I'm going to quickly check to see if I can get maybe a slightly better line somewhere else.
Let's get to basketball as soon as possible.
Yes. Let's get to basketball as soon as possible. I'm just looking for what am I looking at here? I'm looking at okay. Sorry, I'm just looking around trying to get maybe a better line. But I'm making those official plays. Ohio, first half team total over 17 minus 115. Ohio, Miami, Ohio, first half over 30 minus 110. And I'm definitely leaning Northern Illinois team total under, but I'll hold off on that one for now. And is that it? You want to move on?
Yes, so we must.
All right, we'll get into this a lot more in the evening show. Now let's move on to college basketball.
But I do need people to see what you did on night one of NBA.
Yeah, let's show up the NCAAB. NCAAB. And my first tweet in college basketball, I had 6 plays in it, 5 and 1. The one loser was the yeah, there you go. And then I added some others later on that were a little bit loserish, but
not quite my ROI, but you're on your way.
Overall, it was pretty good. My first tweet had 6 plays, and I'm very proud of the fact that I like the under in the Memphis game, and the line moved 10 cents against me, and I had the balls take him second half under as well. Wound up cashing the second half under easily, and the full game under cashed as well. And then I had some other plays, and Eastern Illinois, how good of a call was that, Jim?
It was.
Eastern Illinois cashed. I did wind up giving out first half and second half Eastern Illinois. I forgot my losers were Kentucky. That was a loser. I had some other losers too, but go ahead, Jim.
Beautiful first night. Way to get the season going with that kind of a start. Let's let OG Wham, my man Trot Wham, lead us into the college basketball. It says Cincy under 137. I almost bet that. Now it's at 136.5. Am I leaving money on the table? And K-Trick says yes, Cincy under.
I mean, that's the way I would be leaning, but it's just, at this point in the season, taking unders with low totals like that. Now, I did give the Virginia under. How good of a casher was that? That was a little bit...
Twatty Latte was on that as well.
That was a little bit of a different situation, though. This game, look, I would agree with you. Wow, look at that Marshall Eastern Kentucky game. 165 up to 172. They both play a high pace, but wow, that's something else there. Yeah, I looked at these 3 games, and I'm not sure if I like anything from any of them. In general, in college basketball, we're going to be, this year, we're not going to be able to cover everything, although with your help, we might be able to. And we're not going to be able to cover everything in every show. We might have some shows where we don't have anything in the morning show. I would be leaning under, but I didn't bet that one on the overnight line. And it makes me nervous, this kind of game at this point in the year. Western Carolina, Wright State is an interesting game as well, obviously. I was leaning under in that one, too. But I'm not sure if I want to take it. And the Marshall is very good this year, right? But the total is high. They're a big road favorite. And I can understand why people are liking Marshall here, but you're laying a lot of points. So I'm not going to have any college basketball plays as of right now.
Let's go back to this Cincy spot briefly.
Yeah.
Scotty Rock says Cincy Bearcats -5. Hit the button.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like both those plays can cash Cincy in the under. We know that Cincinnati's interior defense is going to be incredible.
Yes. Yeah. No, listen, maybe I didn't look into this game enough, but I was definitely liking the under. It's currently 136.5, 136. I don't disagree with it. If you gave me a free play on it right now, I would take Cincinnati,
Would you prefer that than the under because it's such a low total?
No, I'm sorry. I would take the under. Yeah, I would definitely prefer the under more than Cincinnati minus all those points. And I would be leaning under in Western Carolina, Wright State as well.
Well, I'm going to jump on the under. I think it makes sense, and everybody agrees. K-Trick liking, and also K-Trick liking the Marshall under. But Ben Sportsbook says Ohio State runs a slow tempo game under a good play. Phil Marino says Cincinnati's always strong defensively with Cronin, but they struggle on offense. And Ohio State lost all their top scorers. They're well coached defensively. OG Wham saying they both have good defenses last year and the same quarterback for both teams. Oh, talking about Cincy and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Homer says I think there's some value with Cincinnati, but I think the best value on this game is on the under. Brant Hunt taking Cincinnati first half. Ooh, I guess I might even prefer that over the full game. I'm going to make some sort of a move on Cincinnati, but I'm going to lock in the under right now. I'm not entirely sure if this total will be available for me late. So please lock me in.
All right, so what do you want?
The under.
In the Cincinnati game?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It's going to be, all right, let's see. Cincinnati under. We can give you 136.5 minus 117 or 136 minus 110.
Oh, I'll take the 136.5.
All right, Jim's going to take...
Actually, maybe that doesn't make sense. No. No, I'll take the 136.
All right, under 136 minus 110 is what Jimmy the Bag is going to take.
Does that make more sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's pretty much even. That's about what it should be worth. Yeah, man, I would love to join you on this one, and I'd love to join you on the Western Carolina Wright State under as well. But I don't want to fuck up my college basketball record. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that makes me think you think it's a losing
No,
pick.
no. What I mean is, like yesterday, I had my initial plays 5 and 1. I had my second half plays, some losers, some winners, and then it was the plays where I was like, sort of like reaching out more that made my record less awesome than it would have been.
Joseph Browning giving a shout out to his boy Ricky Chili Dog Dooley.
Oh, hell yeah.
Both hit big parlays last week.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Ricky, Chili Dog Dooley. Chili Dog Dooley, I remember that guy. Hell yeah. Shout out to Ricky Chili Dog Dooley. He hit both big parlay cards last week. Hell yeah. Imagine you're like, what's up? My name is Chili Dog. Chili Dog? Chili Dog Dooley.
Oh, I'd hang out with that guy
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you're like, your name is Chili Dog Dooley? He's like, that's right. And you're like, all right, I guess I have to call him that.
I guess I have to be your friend.
All right, let me see. I guess that's it. Right, Jim?
Yes, I guess that's it. I think we've had a good day. I think we're seeing things clearly. We're coming off a great day. And I think the patting of the back should stop, but we need to keep this going, and I don't see why we wouldn't.
Al Hard says, what did you bet overnight, Peter? On college, I bet nothing. The only thing I bet overnight was Detroit -1.5 in the NBA. But I didn't bet anything overnight, and, so I guess that's it. All right.
Vital saying tracking 1,238 bets in the OSU game. Under is a 6% lean. It will come in. I like it, Jimmy. I think you're on the right side.
Yeah, that's what I was winning.
Yeah, he says if Mr. Peters said his nickname was Chili Dog, I'd believe it. Mr. Peters has a lot of great nicknacmes.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't like Lodals.
Oh, man. God, now here we go again. College basketball. This under is, I am leaning under in Ohio State, Cincinnati. They're going to have strong interior defense, right?
We know that as a fact.
All right, I'm going to take it because I also think that if I decide I don't want it, I think you're right. I think this is going to be like 133 by the time we're sitting here in the afternoon show.
I think this bet needs to be made now. And just to help you make this bet, Brent Hunt says, Pete, your eyebrows are coming back nice.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ohio State, Cincinnati. All right, I'll take it under 136 -110. Under 136 -110. If this drops to 132 by the afternoon show, I may take the other side and hedge out of it. And then Western Carolina, Wright State. I'd be leaning under there as well. And I am going to add that one on. Western Carolina, Wright State, under 146.5 -110. There you go. 146.5 -110. I'm taking both of those. I'm adding on the Wright State game under 146.5 -110.
Robbie Tagaloa saying the under in Marshall Eastern Kentucky game already getting bet down. I got it at 174 at the beginning of the show. He mentioned that at the beginning of the show because look at the movement we've had on
I mean, a huge explosion, which makes sense. Both these teams like to play fast-paced. Marshall, we know what they do, and they should be very good this year, so I understand why that line movement would get bet up, but I would not want I certainly wouldn't want the over right now, and I think I'm just gonna lay off that game. That is too crazy of a game. That is a wacky game. You know what? I'm also going to take Western Carolina, Wright State, first half under. Western Carolina, Wright State, first half under, and that's going to be 69.5 -110. First half under, 69.5 -110. I am taking that one, Jim.
Sorry, which one?
Western Carolina, Wright State, first half under, 69.5.
Robbie Tagaloa saying, and he mentioned this in the beginning of the show, and I can't remember if I did hammer this. It should be talked about that the Pitt Youngstown opened yesterday at 143, then jumped to 153.
Yes.
That the final was 122.
Yes.
Similar case tonight with Marshall Eastern Kentucky. He says jump on it, hit it early.
And on that note, we'll wrap up the show, but don't worry, we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time to do all this again. Thanks so much, everyone.